would you recommend?
I only recommend using this once a day initially. Really? I use it every single day during the day.
Okay.
There's another product that we'll talk about in just a moment that I recommend using at night. But this is, once again, it's a targeted product specifically formulated for that eye area. And the question is, how does this translate? What does this do for you? Smoother skin, softer skin, improvement in the appearance of those fine lines and creases. So people say to me, the first area where I really noticed the sign of aging was around the eye. And I asked them, I said, in what context did you notice this? And they said, you know what, usually it's photographs. Holiday photographs, people are smiling a lot, they're tired, they're stressed out, and they really start to notice the aging process around the eye. And they say, Dr. Kirby, I'm not tired, I don't feel old, but I'm really starting to notice it around the eyes. And that's why I tell them you really have to jump on it very, very quickly, because that skin is so thin, it's really not very forgiving at all, and you want to use an efficacious product to mitigate those signs of aging.
And you know what, was this around the entire eye? Would this be above the eye, below the brow?
Great, great question. I'm actually going to show you some before and after pictures that really illustrate where, what areas you can treat. But it's ophthalmologist tested, so it's safe enough to use around the entire eye, right up to the eye itself. But you can use it on the lower lid, the upper lid, right to the, not to get too technical, but the lateral canthus of the eye. You can use it very, very close to the eye.
I don't know where that is, but I bet you it sounds...
It sounds very technical. Ultimately, there's a common sense caution. You don't get it directly on the eye, but
that makes sense.
Upper lid, lower lid, and lateral portion of the eye. You can do it all over that area.
We're going to bring up those before and afters, everybody, but we have an introductory price. We'll hold that for 30 days. This is brand new today, and you can only get it here. And this is one application?
This is actually after 8 weeks. Now there's a course.
But one application a day, I should say.
Once a day for 8 weeks. It's really remarkable when you look at the specific areas. I always tell people, I should just really shut up here and let the photograph speak for itself. But look under the eye, compare the left to the right. Clearly, you have diminished that fine line, that wrinkle, and that dark circle under the eye. And if you want to, I don't know how you want to describe it, but you could say it's more supple or it's plumped up. Really, there's some level of volumization in this picture that's taken place, and I really, really like the product for that reason. But continue going around the eye counterclockwise. If you look at the crow's feet from left to right, it's really improved significantly. There's a diminished crow's feet, and then even the upper lid, like you said earlier, where can I use it? Well, look at the lower lid, it worked very well. Look at the lateral lid, it worked very well. Look at the upper lid. That wrinkle on the upper eyelid is significantly improved. And a story I told earlier is that in this study, the patients are just given these tubes. They're white tubes, and they just have a letter or a number on it. They're blind clinical studies. And this patient didn't want to give the product back and said, where can I get this product? Because she's really pleased with the results. You can see why.
Now, the only thing is that you have to use it, everybody. And as Dr. Will was saying, just one application per day. You always have our 30-day money-back guarantee. You cannot get Neutrogena Dermatologics anywhere else except here. So try it. You have the one interest-free easy pay at $25. And if you're loving your products already, incorporate this. If you're starting to find those 6 signs of aging, maybe you're at that age where you're just thinking, hey, wait a minute, I think I've got maybe a couple of them. This is a great way to prevent that.
Oh, absolutely. And people say, what is the one phrase associated with this product line, the entire line? I say superior anti-aging benefits. But specifically, how does it translate? What is the beauty message for you? Smoother skin, softer skin. The fine lines and wrinkles associated with aging are diminished.
Right around the eye, the toughest
spot. All around that eye area.
Now we have some animation here. We'll have Doctor explain to you.
Yeah, this is a graphic here, and if you can think about that's a fine line or a wrinkle around the eye area, and what happens is that stabilized retinol technology enters the upper layer of skin, that dead stratum corneum, that old layer that has lost its hue, lost its luster, and it increases surface cell turnover. Why do you want that? Well, if you look at who has beautiful skin, children. Yeah. Why? Because they have increased surface cell turnover. Those cells are dividing very rapidly. They're turning over very rapidly. And as adults, ours slows down. That process slows down. So what do we want to do? We want to speed it up with that stabilized retinol technology. So that's how this product works, and that's really why people get those efficacious results.
And when you think of it, there's no way that you're going to be exfoliating around the eye. How dangerous that would be, being the thinnest part of the skin. So you have to help it through a product such as this. But remember, it is cutting-edge technology, and retinol, and we're all familiar with retinol, but this is a stabilized retinol. I was watching you earlier, and you made a great point. The product that you're going to be using the moment you open it to the last day when it runs out, about 60 days to 90 days later, I'm going to tell you, it's that same powerhouse ingredients that you have, but it is your last chance. We debuted this today, and this is the final showcase, everybody. We only have a half hour here with Dr. Will, so here's your chance to do some shopping.
And you're exactly right. That stabilization process is so imperative. More than 2,800 publications testify to the fact that retinols are a mainstay of any anti-aging regime. The difference here, all retinols aren't created equal. That stabilization process, 17 patents associated with it.
17?
17 different patents are associated with the stabilization process in this product. So the results you get are the results the results you claim are the results that you get. Now, it also has 2 other ingredients, and I'll very briefly touch on those: a stabilized form of vitamin C, as well as biopeptide CL, and it's those 2 ingredients together matched in with that stabilized retinol technology that really make this such a unique product.
And at Neutrogena, you're not unfamiliar with it, because I don't think there's not a teenager on the planet that hasn't used their products for over 40 years in over 70 countries. And not saying it's not just for teenagers, but this is a different line. This is, that different laboratory, if you will. This is now that premium line where they specialize in targeting certain areas. This eye cream helps with 6 signs of aging, ladies and gentlemen. So at $50, 1 application you recommend?
I use it during the day. I always tell people I'm the least hypocritical dermatologist you'll ever meet. The same products I recommend in my office or Beverly Hills, the same products I use at night. If you break into my house and rip open the medicine cabinet, you're going to see Neutrogena Dermatologics there.
There's a few here that would like to do
I have to be careful about that. Please don't do that.
I've already had a few of the ladies around here say, Dr. Will is here.
They're going to break in and steal my stuff.
But it will be Neutrogena Dermatologics, everybody. We have less than a minute remaining. 431-849 is your item number. Brand new. If you shopped with Dr. Will Kirby in the past, we've never introduced this product before until today. So here's your chance. And you're thinking, okay, I could use a little extra help around the eye. If you want to use it at nighttime, that's okay, I'm assuming, because that's when you're at repair.
Absolutely. You can. It's a targeted product. So there's a full facial product we'll talk about in a minute, but this is a targeted product for that sensitive eye skin area.
And you're saving $10. So here's your chance. And the best part is you can't get it anywhere else. Only here at the Shopping Channel. It's just 1 interest-free payment on your credit card of $25 plus shipping and handling and your taxes, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that's 30 applications. 30 applications in those 30 days. Try it, everybody.
And you'll get you should get a really nice result by that time. The other thing, too, is I want to remind people about the holidays.
Yes.
Any product you use, it's not going to start overnight. If you start December 15th, you're kind of starting late in the process.
That's true.
I tell people you really need a good 57 days before you're going to see the difference with any skincare regime. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but if you start now, you're going to see significant improvement by the time the holidays roll around.
You'll be running towards the camera instead of away from that camera.
You're pushing people out of your way.
You certainly will. Take a look at our next product, everybody, the Neutrogena Dermatologics Retinol NX Wrinkle Filler. 431-435 is your item number at $75 with 3 interest-free easy pay. But I know you have a new meaning to this one.
I absolutely love this product, and I actually call this the Wrinkle Fighter instead of the Wrinkle Filler, because that's exactly what it does. It's a targeted product, and it really works on those deeper wrinkles. And as opposed to our full facial product, this is one that we really focus on those problem areas.
Now, for many of you that are shopping with us right now, remember Dr. Will Kirby, even though he's been on television for a number of years, and I know you're also a precipitator at 2 medical universities with medical students and such, but you recommend these products to your patients in Beverly Hills.
Well, I mean, even more importantly than that, this is what I use.
Okay.
So people say, you have access to everything you do. You do medical studies, you're involved in clinical trials. What products do you use? And I say, I keep my regime very, very simple. And in fact, when people call my office in Beverly Hills to make an appointment, my assistant tells them, bring in the products you're using. Dr. Kirby wants to see them.
That's a good point.
People come in with a sack of products, and they dump it out on the table.
Half used or just a quarter out of it.
Or barely even used.
Exactly.
And I tell people, if you have products at your home and you haven't used them in the last 30 days, there's a reason for that. You tried them and they didn't work. And if a regime is too complicated, it's simply not going to work. Well, a regime is only as good as the products in it, the ingredients in it, and it's only good if you use it. So you have to keep your regime very simple yet efficacious.
Now, this one here, do you recommend, doctor, twice a day, once a day?
I use this once a day as well. And
once
again, this product has that same stabilized retinol technology, but it has another absolutely phenomenal ingredient, a really cutting-edge ingredient. Hyaluronic acid is a naturally occurring substance in our body. When people get facial augmentation or lip augmentation or their cheeks plumped up, when they come in my office for that, it's expensive and it's uncomfortable, and we inject them. And what do we inject them with? Hyaluronic acid. But there's a reason why we love that ingredient, because it holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water, in moisture.
Whoa.
So the way you can think of hyaluronic acid is as microsponge technology.
Yes.
So maybe if we could take a close-up on this vase here that I have on the table. You can imagine that the water within this vase is the natural occurring moisture in your face. And this hard, dry sponge here, this is the hyaluronic acid. And the analogy I want to make is this holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So this is this similar ingredient to what's in in our tube here. You apply that ingredient to the surface of your skin. Very, very quickly, it absorbs that moisture that's naturally occurring in your skin, and it plumps up. And you can imagine the empty portion of this vase. Imagine if that's a fine line or a deeper crease or even a deep wrinkle. It's going to plump up that look very, very quickly. In fact, it works in as fast as 10 minutes, our clinical study shows. But because it also is married to that stabilized retinol technology, you get continuous results over time.
So it's almost like instant gratification.